Okay, we're gonna do our morning journal together again. Sit up nice and straight. Make sure you have somewhere where you can rest your paper and your hands. So like a desk or a table, sitting up nice and straight. Make sure you have a sharpened pencil, an eraser. Okay, and here we go. We're gonna start with the date. Today is May 21st. We're gonna start about halfway. Remember to give yourself enough space. So today is May. Make sure to hold your paper. Do your nice grip. Don't press too hard. May 21st, 2020. Okay, and the writing that we're going to do today, we're going to be looking for some words that follow our red rule again. Okay, so those are words with the ow sound. O-W-O-U. Okay, we're going to start with splash. 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 This is like a sound. Splash. Splash. We. Make sure your letters are touching all the way from the top to the bottom. We, finger space, heard, finger space, a, loud. We heard a loud. My next word is sound, but I don't have enough space to fit that in there. After my finger space, that's very small. I don't want to squeeze it in there, remember? So I'm going to write it on the next line. We heard a loud sound and these are not capital letters, so they're only going to come to the middle line. We heard a loud sound, finger space, when Howie finger space fell into my next word is the. It's not a very long word, but I don't want to squeeze it in there, so I'm going to go to the next line. When Howie fell into the pool. Finger space, pool. Period. Splash. We heard a loud sound when Howie fell into the pool. He, so we're going to start with a capital letter because it's a new sentence. He frowned. Finger space, ow, and he frowned. Finger space, and my next word is shouted. It also doesn't fit there. I need to go to the next line. He frowned and shouted. Ow. Ted. Comma. Quotation marks. We have to start with a capital letter because when we have quotation marks, the next word has to be capitalized. It doesn't mean it's a new sentence, but because we have the quotation marks, we have to use capital letters. He shouted, "Get me a finger space, dry towel." I think I could fit towel there. Ow. Oh. Get me a dry towel. Now. Now. And he's shouting and he's demanding, "Get me a dry towel now." So we're going to use exclamation mark and end quotation. So this tells us that this is when he started speaking, and this tells us that this is when he stopped. So the first quotation tells us that he started speaking. The last quotation tells us that he stopped. Get me a dry towel now. So it says splash. We heard a loud sound when Howie fell into the pool. He frowned and shouted, "Get me a dry towel now." And we're going to stop there for today. Color code, cool blue capital. We have capital S. You know, I want you to pause and I want you to try to do this on your own. If you need help or if you want to check your answers, then you can come back to the video and check them with me, okay? Splash, capital S, because it's the beginning of a sentence. Then we have capital W because it's the beginning of a sentence. Howie, the H in Howie because it's his name. The H in he because it's a new sentence. And the G in get because it's the beginning of a quote. Okay, then we have purple punctuation. We have an exclamation mark, period after pool, comma after shouted, quotation mark, and exclamation mark. Uh-oh, that one came out a little crooked. Okay, then we have brown noun. A noun is a person, place, or thing. We is a pronoun because it's talking about people. We. We heard a loud sound when Howie is a person, fell into the pool. Pool is a thing. He frowned and shouted, "Get me a dry towel." Oh, he is a pronoun because it's talking about a person. He frowned and shouted, "Get me a dry towel now." Towel is a thing. Okay, green verb. Splash, we heard. Heard is a verb, an action, it's what you do. We heard a loud sound, and I believe sound should be a noun. Let's check. Sound. Yep, sound is a noun. Fell is an action. Into the pool. He frowned. Frowned is an action. And shouted, that's something he does also. Get me a dry towel now. Okay, orange adjective. An adjective describes the noun, right? So it tells me what it sounds like, what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, what it feels like. Splash, we heard a loud sound. So loud describes the sound. It tells me it sounded loud. When Howie fell into the pool, he frowned and shouted, "Get me a dry towel now." Dry describes the towel. It tells me what the towel felt like or what it looked like. It's dry. Okay, then we have yellow high frequency word. We, a, the, he, and, a, me. I want to say me. I'm not quite sure, boys and girls. And then our red rule. So we're looking for words that follow the ow sound. Remember? So splash, we heard a loud ow, loud sound. When Howie, ow, Howie fell into the pool. He frowned, ow, frowned, and shouted, ow, get me a dry towel, towel, now, ow, now. Okay, read it with me one time. Splash, we heard a loud sound when Howie fell into the pool. He frowned and shouted, "Get me a dry towel now." Again, I want you to go read this to somebody, okay? It's not enough to write it. We got to practice reading it out loud. So find a brother or sister, mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever's at home that has time, maybe not right now, but later, go ahead and read that to them, okay?